Yeah. Go literally 2 seconds. So.
CAGE is a advocacy organisation that is concerned with protecting the rule of law in the context of national security policies. That's our work. Our work is about, there is a war on terror, there is a problem with political violence, no doubt, but what we advocate for is a measured, intelligent response in dealing with that problem, not a sledgehammer, knee-jerk reaction response which actually exacerbates the problem and doesn't solve the issue of violence. We, as CAGE, we have a number of cases that we are working on. Some of them are very sensitive, some of them are more routine. What I can definitely say is that the sensitive case involving US intelligence agencies who are implicated in this torture case, the effect of the confiscation has been interference in that investigation. So we've tried to adapt and do our very best to continue our commitment to the survivors of torture, but it is tantamount to the state interfering in the work of an independent NGO that should be left alone to do its work. Nobody wants to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. I'm the father of 2 children, have family. I was left in a dilemma when the police stopped me at the border. I was left with 2 choices. Either I surrender my passwords, which would have meant breaching the confidentiality of this particular client who is a victim of torture, and my organisation CAGE is working and building a case to bring his torturers to account, or I surrender that information and I would have saved myself from arrest and potential prosecution, but it would have meant I would have breached the trust of not just this client but also many others. So I decided that I couldn't do that. And what I can certainly say is I'd like to go to court or the relevant forum in order to discuss this, and I do believe that any sensible judge and court will try to at least understand my position. Schedule 7 is a power that is unlike any power that we've seen in the Western world. Most people outside Britain, they associate this type of power with authoritarian regimes. So it's quite surprising and shocking that this power exists in the UK. Under Schedule 7 powers, a person can be stopped, detained for 6 hours, all of their possession can be confiscated, their DNA can be taken from them, they can be fingerprinted, and all of this information goes on some databases where probably the details of criminals, murderers, rapists and others is contained. All of this without any suspicion. So I think it's a very, very intrusive power, and it does not fit the safeguards of the due process norms. And that's the fundamental problem with Schedule 7. Do at the same time. You have to let us know when we get live. Yeah, maybe, yeah. The danger, there's a real danger. There's a growing trend globally of Western governments in particular exercising more and more intrusive powers at borders. Summer holidays is coming. There will be visitors coming to the UK, both from Europe, the Middle East, from all over the world. Those visitors potentially are at risk of having their rights taken away from them. Their laptops, their passwords. Passwords, I just want to touch upon. My entire case is about a password. Everything about the case is actually boils down to this one thing, which is a password. And I think what the courts will probably determine is passwords are almost like a key to the front door of your house or your office. All of our lives, personal and professional, are digitized. So when you force someone to hand over their passwords, it's as though you're violating their entire private life. So I think that's the danger, that if authorities don't respect that all of our lives are now digitized, passwords are a key to that digital life, they don't respect that privacy, then it's going to be really bad for civil liberties overall.
This is